Breakfast puppies?
This podcast contains adult language and content and is meant for mature audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
You're listening to the Glitterbois.
Kicking off what we hope will become yet another recurring segment. This time we're going to be doing spotlight on a particular OCC, or Occupational Character Class, of the Palladium Megaverse. And a real quick note, OCC is, like I said, it's an acronym, means Occupational Character Class. Palladium could have just called them class, but they went for their own thing. And then they have RCC for Racial Character Class and PCC for Psychic Character Class. But OCC, that is the official lingo. The more you know.
Today we're talking about the Glitterbois, our namesake.
And I would argue the most iconic character class in the entire Palladium Megaverse.
Absolutely. From the horned helmet, the heat exchangers on the helmet, or are those sensor clusters? I don't know. I want to say heat exchanger because they're near the gun. And that big ass gun.
Boom gun.
Yeah.
Gun go boom.
It's not a boomstick. It's a boom gun.
Yes.
The Glitterbois is a human piloted mecha. It has a single pilot who climbs in. It is not form fitting. It's about 3 times the size of a human, I would say.
Yeah, it is technically what they would call power armor and not a mecha.
Yeah.
Palladium doesn't ever actually use the term mecha. They use robot, vehicle, or power armor.
Yeah.
Generally, when someone would refer to something as a mecha in Palladium, you can kind of guess it would be called a robot. Power armor's close, but power armor definitely falls more to the small side, to the personal side. The Glitterbois is one of those exceptions that is larger than life.
Quite literally. The thing has rocket-propelled foot augers, spikes, because its main gun is so powerful that should it fire it, even with its massive feet, it actually needs to drill into rock, metal, or whatever it happens to be standing on to fire it, so it's not knocked ass over tea kettle.
Yeah, pylons fire out of its feet every time it fires its gun. It's fascinating.
It's an interesting suit.
Yeah, let's talk about the suit. The suit is called the Glitterbois because it is this shiny gold, laser resistant. You can spot it hundreds of miles away, standing upon the ridge, aiming its gun at you.
It's mirrored. It's laser resistant, which is why it's so bright. Lasers just bounce off of it, causing very little damage. It has a jetpack on the back, which, with the rocket pylons, helps to keep it upright when it fires this big ass gun, the boom gun.
It's called the boom gun because of the massive sonic boom, which deafens everyone within at least 200 feet.
Now, my character has been deafened by that boom gun, and it's not kidding around. I was very annoyed. In the original book, not the Ultimate Edition, the Glitterbois got so much more in-depth detail than anything else, and I think that's why it became such a popular class. They detailed the jets. They detailed where the pilot sits within it. There's cutaways.
They do have those in the Ultimate Edition, but I don't think they're featured as prominently as they were in the original.
Also, it's one of the few classes where all that detail was put in, all these different little diagrams.
And there's a reason for that. That being the Glitterbois, the power armor suit that the Glitterbois became, is what started Rifts in the first place. Kevin has this note, if I remember correctly, at the beginning of this book, talking about how Rifts, the game, started with him wanting to make a game about this one suit of power armor going on an adventure. And then that sort of became Rifts, and thus it became the most iconic character.
Yeah. Our friend Dusty, who fans of ours might remember from Have Movies Will Game, is actually playing one currently. It is basically the night of Rifts. Like these are strong people. It's not to become a pilot of a Glitterbois is a huge honor. This is the pinnacle of Rift's technology right now.
You had mentioned mecha, and that ties in directly to what you're saying right now. The concept of the Glitterbois is very similar to the early pre-clans era of Battletech lore, where their mechs, much like these suits of power armor, they were passed down through generations. Like the text of the Glitterbois, especially here on the Ultimate Edition, most of the text seems to be focused on the Glitterboi's role in society and the legend that is built around these wandering knights.
Yeah, it's a knight errant, basically, with a big-ass gun.
That armor is passed down through families. Almost all of the Glitterbois were passed down from before the rifts happened. Now, later source books, such as the Free Quebec source book and whatnot, started making modern Glitterbois that were made in new factories. I've never been a fan of that. I always liked the idea.
I like how your voice goes numb as you start talking about new Glitterbois.
Yeah. I feel that existence of new Glitterbois defeats the lore that was established with the concept of the knight errant.
Yeah.
That family legacy of this is my sword. It's just really big and does a shitload of loud damage now. This is my father's sword and it shall be my child's when I pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They say that in Rifts that no one, and this is an interesting thing because Chaos Earth says a different thing, that no one knows who created the Glitterbois. Nemens is mentioned.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what that is, but if you go into Chaos Earth, the Glitterbois was Nema.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
And it was called the, what was it called?
The Chromium Guard.
Chromium Guard, yeah.
I believe if my Palladium knowledge is up to spec, that the concept of the Nemens was mentioned in the first Rifts book, when Aaron Tarn is going through the lore of what came to pass. And Chaos Earth came much later. Chaos Earth, I believe, started in a Rifter and then became its own thing. And the Chaos Earth added NEMA, so NEMA, the Northern Eagle Military Alliance, which was the large military group at the end of the 21st century. And that's where the Chromium Guard came from. I have a feeling that was largely a retcon.
Yeah. Well, when you're dealing with a universe as big as Palladium's, every now and then you have to say, oh, these things didn't quite fit together the way we wanted. So the name Glitterbois is trademarked. This is actually an owned property, which gives you some idea of its importance. It would be like Transformers and Autobot. This is the face of Rifts. And I've never actually played a Glitterbois pilot. I would like to.
Well, here's something I want to make a note of. And this is going to be germane to a conversation that we're going to have later about balance. Is I actually, as a longtime GM of Palladium games, I also have never played a Glitterbois, but I love the Glitterbois. And I see the Glitterbois as proof that there actually is a bit of balance there. The Glitterbois is the most powerful character class, damage-wise, and only damage-wise, in the core book. There are other options for dealing a lot of damage, such as with big fucking vehicles that have bigger guns than the Glitterbois, but they're not as common and they're not as readily available to player characters. You can generally rely on the Glitterbois with its boom gun doing, I believe, 3d8 times 10 MD. Yeah, 3d8 times 10 mega damage, which is up to 180 points of mega damage, which is 18,000 points of SDC in one round. Or not one round, one action. So that's a lot of damage in the hands of a character. You can use that then to eyeball the power of any other thing that is brought forward. Now, I know that a lot of people on forums talk about rifts and talk about power creep, but there really aren't that many things out there that can match that.
No. That
are available easily to player characters.
There's ways around it with ways to neutralize that power, but in purely, I'm going to shoot my gun and it's going to go through every building in the city and strike someone in the suburbs 3 miles away.
Yeah.
There's nothing else like it.
And it has its limitations. You know,
it's slow.
It's not very mobile. It is not the most advanced power armor out there. It has its gun, and it's pretty cool, and it doesn't take a lot of damage from lasers. But there's other power armor out there that can completely outmaneuver it. The boom gun itself is a relic of the past. It doesn't seem like anybody has made man-portable weapons that powerful, with a few exceptions. I do believe one of the South America books is retroactively seen as OP.
Yeah.
But it's a good way to eyeball anything else. How does it compare damage-wise to a Glitterbois? Where do those damage levels stack? Where do they align up? Are they matched by the same limitations?
It is definitely the measuring stick.
It is. I really like that, and I think that it proves that there is some semblance of at least there is a modicum of balance available. There is a way for GMs to eyeball power here. I feel that a lot of people don't recognize that.
Yeah, I mean, our Glitterbois almost got taken down by howler monkeys with razor claws. So, I mean, and if I hadn't saved the day with tear gas, I mean, Monty'd be dead. Then that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. One of the lovely things about Rifts is that if you put your heart and soul into it, anything can take down anything. And I'll talk about that more when we talk about my character. The Glitterbois is, I think it's the shape of the head with the horns above and below, and of course that giant modular pod looking. It almost, to harken back, it almost looks like a Zentradi ship that this guy has on his shoulder.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. It's really cool. And once again, I mean, the originals were illustrated by
Kevin Long,
by Long and Kevin Siembieda.
And that one shot, that classic standing there, shining with the gun drawn, ready to fire, as if the shot is taken from the ground, kind of looking up at it by Kevin Long. The classic, the classic Glitterbois image. You just see that and you're like, I'm in. Let's play this.
Do you remember the movie Excalibur?
Yeah.
Yeah. With Patrick Stewart and the best Merlin of all time. How shiny those suits of armor were.
Yes.
Has always reminded me of a medieval version of the Glitterbois. They could stand up to incredible punishment. And they hit very hard, and they were shiny AF. I mean, just amazing. And I've always thought that the Glitterbois literally being a knight in shining armor was one of the most powerful things about the class, because it came with something we can all relate to as a way to play the Glitterbois, which is why I didn't like Glitterbois in space, Glitterbois in Phase World, that kind of thing. It struck me that the forgotten suit of armor, the relic of the past that the Glitterbois has become, it can be outdone, but it is still a mighty engine. That was the attraction to it. It was the herald of a bygone era, and it could still stand toe to toe with most things in this world. And just that image alone is what attracted me to this. And I just think it's such an amazing OCC and such an amazing suit of armor. It's really cool. Like, I'm a huge Robotech fanboy, and I've often played it out in my head. Well, the Veritech can climb and dive and do strafing runs from far away. Yeah, but if he gets it in that sights, that thing's going down. So, I've gamed out the Glitterbois versus most things.
Let's close this out by talking about how we came to our name. I remember when we were discussing putting this podcast together, we had a few ideas being tossed around, and I think this one was your idea.
Yep, with the BOIS, so that it is a trademark name. And while this is a fan cast, when I was thinking about what Palladium is to me, it's the Glitterbois.
Yeah,
and that's what it had to be.
And I found the artist to do it, and I contacted him, and I said, okay, here's what I want. I want something that looks like Lisa Frank barfed it onto the back of a Trapper Keeper.
And that's what we got, and it's fucking glorious.
He did one draft, and I was like, yes. Then he filled it in, and I said, okay, that's good. I have no complaints, no notes. I will take this as is.
I love the little smiley face he has too, because the Glitterbois is so fierce. And this one just looks like happy. And if you poke it, it might squeak.
Yes. Oh, God. Just little stars and rainbows coming out of it. It's my little glitter boy. Boom guns are magic.
Let me share friendship. All right. I think that's our wrap right there. This was the Glitterbois doing the Glitter Boy. That sounds wrong on a number of levels. If you're not familiar with it, check out the Glitterbois OCC. It is iconic, and it's a lot of fun.
Join us next time as we look at the opposite end of the spectrum. You've been listening to The Glitterbois, a Palladium Books fan podcast. Glitterbois, Rifts, the Megaverse, and all other such topics are the property of Kevin Siembieda and Palladium Books. Please buy all their stuff and help keep them in print and making more games. You can order directly at palladiumbooks.com, and their entire catalog is available digitally at Drive-Thru RPG as well. Our opening music is 8-Bit Bass and Lead by Furby Guy from freesound.org. This closing music is Caravana by Philip Gross, available at freemusicarchive.org. All sound effects used are self-made or acquired via Creative Commons 0 license. If you like what you have heard, find us on Twitter and Facebook as The Glitterbois. That's BOIS. And check us out online at breakfastpuppies.com/glitterbois. And also join us on the Breakfast Puppies Network Discord at breakfastpuppies.com/discord. And if you want to help us out, please spread the word and help us build a community. Thanks again for listening. We'll catch you next time.